Speaking of which, does anyone remember where you left off? You see that the lovely visage of Hellion, the demon lord, there, emblazoned on your screen, on his monitor screen. It's very meta at the moment. That's the power of Hellion.
Inside, behind, like the arena, like the backstage area.
Yes. So you guys defeated the Fist of Hellion in a death match. Destroyed her, blew up her mount, which was essentially a mech. Which is one reason why it was so tough. But if you ask me, that might be a design flaw where you just have this squishy android part sitting on the top of the mech rather than being defended by it. But that's just me. Yeah, you took advantage of that and then immediately accepted the invitation to approach the Lords of Rust, where you went behind the stage and you discovered what is, without a doubt, the most intact section of building / ship. I mean, you guys have kind of learned that a lot of scrap wall and like the structure of it is the remains of an old ship that crashed here. And you, in trying to get through the main doors, you saw that they're powered, they're nice, they're shiny. And actually, I missed describing them to you properly, because these are like those Star Trek doors. Even, they slide up, they do that up and down kind of thing.
You mean hand cranking it like they do in the show?
Well, on the original series, they usually went left to right, but right. I mean Star Trek to illustrate a point. Probably Star Wars would be more appropriate because that's where they started going up and down. But that's enough geekery as it is. So when you go up to a door, there is a panel to the side of it. Since Bella has technologists, I think several of you have technologists. I mean, you figured out that that's the, essentially the access panel every time you go up. So it's a swift action to hold your hand out and open the door, and it opens. Okay, and then it will automatically close at the end of the round, or like within 6 seconds or so. It'll come back down. Okay.
Okay.
So as you entered this part of the building, you see that it is there are dull gray metal walls everywhere, and it's fairly well lit, at least the sections that you've walked through. The stairwell would have been dark, but it has been illuminated by rows of lights near the tops of the walls and the tunnels and whatnot. Okay, so let's get you over. So you first met Hellion. You came face to face with Hellion there, which made for great hilarity to ensue, as he basically told you were worthy to join him, but that you had to prostrate yourselves before him. Okay, so I put you guys on your new map. Hopefully you can see that.
See. I mean, yes.
Yes.
See that, yeah. See.
You are in the New West. You could say see. That's within character.
We can click on it now.
Yes, you should still be able to click on your characters, because we fixed that for you last time. Just don't move yet. So you eventually battered those doors down. They were very hard to damage, and you can see that the doors here that you've walked through, they're all the same material. Okay, so this part of the structure is still powered, and you notice that there are those monitor screens pretty much almost around every corner. And you notice that now because as you open this door into this next larger antechamber, you realize that there's screen that lights up from behind you. You see the demonic visage of Hellion once more. Why is our music not playing for here? But he is not saying anything at the moment. He's just like looking at you and breathing heavy.
You doing some Darth Vader?
Well, he's a demon. He's a big guy. Big lungs, you know. Abyssal
right.
physiognomy.
Like when they say, his breathing is so loud because his lungs are so big.
And you, from your vantage point, well, at least Bella can see the other monitors are illuminated with the same face of Hellion on them. This large room is lit by tracks of glowing panels of light set in the ceiling above, 10 feet above, roughly. To the west, the room ends in a ragged wall of rubble, rock, and twisted metal, while to the east, 10-foot diameter circular platform sits on the ground before a pair of large doors. Rectangular panels of glass adorn the walls between the crude paintings of a mechanical talon. Those rectangular, I'm just making up words this evening, panels are the monitors that illuminate themselves now, and they currently show you Hellion breathing down your necks. And as you look, you see a female figure comes walking from around the corner. Right there. You can see my ping. Did everyone see that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There you go. You should be able to see that as well.
Serious. Oh, into my parlor, said the spider to the fly.
She holds her free hand up and in a gesture of a non-aggressive gesture, a gesture of greeting. Welcome. You have proven yourselves most worthy. Please enter. Be at peace. There is no need for us to be in conflict with one another, she says. What do you guys do?
Someone's gonna... Bella, are you going to move forward, Bella? Sir Dalen. Man, that thing jumping all over the place.
You jumped on top of Sir and Dalen there.
I didn't mean to. Well, yeah, because it was in one place and it bounced over and then I bounced over. It's kind of weird. Did we ever identify what she was? Or did we try? Would that be
I don't think you've tried yet. What knowledges dost thou have?
Nature, planes, religion, arcana, engineering.
What about
And
everyone
one is
else? I believe
science.
Sir and Dalen is the knowledge local guy.
Yeah. I've got history and psionics.
Okay, you can be the science expert from future. I got like one rank in it.
I've got a total of 7 skilling.
Good.
I roll a 7 for psionics.
Okay.
Good.
And a 13 for history.
What about Lady Bella? What does she have?
I just have dungeoneering and engineering.
Okay, so why don't we have Dante roll psionics, Bella roll engineering, and Nicodemus roll arcana.
24.
Nice.
Ooh, very
Nice. Ooh. Wah, 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 wah. Boom, 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 boom.
good. So, both of you can tell that she appears to be some sort of spellcaster, but you're not exactly certain of what sort. You haven't seen her actually do anything, and she doesn't appear to have any actual spells or abilities active at the moment. But it's not psionic, Dante. You rolled well enough that you recognize it's not psionics, but it's that strange psionic form that the way that you represent magic, the way that he sees magic, where it's not psionics, but it's called magic.
Should we do the D100?
Yes, let's do the D100. See who gets the free reroll, the free
30,
get out of jail
60.
card this evening.
69.
63. Bum, bum, ba-dum.
All right, 69 is the winner.
As an immature person, I would have just been happy rolling what I rolled. I freely admit this.
We just had what's that guy's name? Alex Winter at the festival this past weekend from Bill and Ted. 69, dude.
Oh, he was there?
Yeah.
Oh,
I forgot to ask you guys if you wanted to go. It was a crazy week.
I had a party, so I didn't
Yeah, I
get to
figured
go.
you had something going on if I hadn't heard
Yeah.
anything from anybody. But I do usually like to reach out at least.
Mhm.
How was it?
It was good. Had a great time.
You
Glad
had a
it's
good
over.
list of movies. I was like, man, I want to go, but I had a big party Saturday, early Saturday.
That's good.
Money, money, money.
Yep. Nothing wrong
Had
with
to take it
that.
down an octave.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, okay, so distracted me from our ID rolls there. So 22. Let's see what that tells you.
Calm down.
Alright, so she definitely seems to have some sort of arcane ability, but you're not. It's not one you're familiar with from your time on Galarian or on Rifts.
Oh,
Rifts Earth. But like I said, she doesn't seem to have anything up and active at the moment.
the last session, did she tell us her name?
I am the voice of Hellion.
You sure don't sound like him.
Well, Lord Hellion occasionally speaks directly with those who are worthy, but he needs representation outside these walls, and it is I who carry his will forward to those who need it the most, the unwashed masses that you see gathered here, even in this pit of scrap wall.
Do we look lost?
What you guys are talking at the same time.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, go ahead. You go.
Just when that happens, just yeah.
Do we look lost?
No, you are not lost. In fact, you have been summoned.
Mm-hmm. You're very pretty.
Yes, thank you, but we do not see beauty in the same way that you do. We see only our purpose in our existence, which is to carry out the will of our Lord Hellion. Though before we came to an arrangement with Hellion, I was of another place, another nation, another world. Me and my fellow nation
Is Hellion within these walls?
Within the walls, yes. Within the wires, within the circuitry, within the monitor screens, Hellion is everywhere.
I kind of figured you would say that.
Seems like a very boring, like purpose. Do you find it exciting?
We are preparing the way for Hellion. He is of the new gods, the iron gods that shall lead us all to a new way of existence. But first we must do as he commands, which is to cleanse the nations first. There are a great many aberrations and blights that scar this planet. I'm speaking now of the Atlanteans, the Splugorf. For Hellion shall unite the fractured tribes of the Pecos Empire and the New West and lead them in a holocaust of annihilation of the Splugorth and their allies. And this is why you have been summoned. She holds her hand out to you. You guys can make more perception checks if you like.
Perception check, okay.
Keep going to do the wrong thing. Oh yeah.
Wow. Look like you're doing pretty good tonight, Dante.
Maybe I used up most of my bad rolls in the other game.
Told you. We're the real chick. They're inside chick, so we get all the good rolls.
I'm sorry, I cheated on you guys. I regret it now.
Nicodemus got a pretty good roll that too as well.
Mm-hmm.
So both of you notice like a slight flicker coming from the Cirrus. It's very slight.
So can I do spell crap?
She's a hologram.
Oh! We must not be that important because you're not really here.
You're important enough for me to share the word of Hellion with you.
But we weren't good enough for you to be here.
I am here, as is my lord. And she
Alright.
motions towards the large apparatus behind you.
Do we notice where the hologram's being projected from?
Bella's gonna poke her hand at her body to see if her hand goes through it.
It goes through it.
That tickles.
It's coming from this large apparatus here, which appears to be some sort of holograph projector.
What is that, Bella?
Looks like something to push some buttons.
This is where our Lord Hellion speaks to his faithful.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do knowledge engineering.
As you walk towards it, it flares up. I am Hellion!
I don't think he's real. He's not real. He's just a thing like she is.
Hellion
Very
is
impressive.
real. And have you come now to deal, most worthy subjects?
What
Can
say
we do
you?
perception? I'm gonna do perception check to see what I see. Oh, shady. Ooh, I got that. That suit gets me a +10, just so you know.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. You guys can always read the results to me.
Okay, 46.
Because sometimes I have to move away from the chat bar, so that's why there's always like a delay. I have to go back to the chat bar. Okay, well, 46. Yes, so you can tell that this is what appears to be in front of you is a 9-foot tall fiend, which is part of a hologram being generated by the hologram generator beneath it. The demonic face is still on the monitors, like surrounding all of you, but this form has taken shape here. And with that roll, Nicodemus, you do spot what appears to be a secret door in this room.
Ooh.
As you're glancing around, so I'll put it on the map for you, right there.
A secret door. So, why should we serve you, Hellion? How does it benefit us?
Because you are worthy. Especially you. And he motions to Bella.
I don't know you like that.
But are you not of the machine? Look at yourself. And he motions to your robotic arm.
Oh, those are just replacement parts. That's all.
Yes.
What are you made out of?
You have gone beyond the limitations of your humanity, taken the first steps to become something more. You can join us. Us, join us.
I already have a us.
We will complete your transformation, and they will serve you as faithful servants. He motions to your group.
Mm-hmm. I'm liking this so far. Keep talking.
From behind the machine where Dante's walked, he kind of puts his hand out to the side where only Nicodemus now has line of sight and makes it like a scissor motion and points back towards Dante like, you want me to cut it?
Sir Andalen steps forward and he says, you entreat with a demon, Lady Bella. Do not listen.
But he's interesting.
Yes. You can complete your transformation. Become one with us. And as he says that, like all of the Hellion faces on the monitor say us at the same time. So it's like echoing through the hall. Us.
So do I become like a little hologram thing like her?
You can become more than you can imagine.
I have quite an imagination.
Yes, that is why you must join us.
But you're not part of it. Sorry, dude. So Bella's like, do whatever you guys are gonna do. I'll just keep his attention.
You reject my advances?
Dante's still
rejecting
waiting for Nicodemus to respond. Like, you want me to cut it?
You mean cut the feed, right? Now see what he has to say.
Yeah, Dante wasn't saying it out loud.
You reach out with your mind.
No, he's literally holding two fingers out with scissor motions and pointing at himself. He doesn't have I don't have any powers for telepathy yet. Most of mine are telekinesis.
For us to be truly worthy, you would need to be here and present to convince some of us to follow you fully, Hellion. Shall we meet? Or are we not that worthy?
I am present. What you consider a physical presence, perhaps my mainframe lies deeper within this complex. But Hellion is all. Hellion is absolute. Hellion is everywhere. You see all the
So
faces
you're
speak in
ghost in the
unison.
machine.
Deus ex machina.
If your power gets cut, what happens?
You cannot cut Hellion from Hellion's power.
We should just see what happens.
Didn't you just say your mainframe? That just makes you an AI.
If you will not serve, then you will be eliminated.
Oh, now that we can talk about.
And you hear
where is he?
you hear the sound of doors opening. Shh, shh.
Good
As he
job,
says-
guys.
As he says that, can I attempt to disable this device?
Sure. What are you trying to do?
I don't know, I'm sure there's a panel somewhere on here I can pry off and start messing with the cables. That was my plan, or...
Roll that beautiful beam footage.
But that can always wait unless this machine becomes a problem. Let's kill the things that are trying to kill us.
I must have missed something because I only heard pieces.
What did you hear?
Well, I never heard you say initiative.
Oh, the picture came up. I saw the picture.
Oh.
Yeah, the picture came up. Like they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. I was letting DJ talk.
Mine was like line by line loading.
I'm assuming, I can't remember. Did everything with all our stuff still? Not all our stuff. Never mind.
So metaphysical weapon is down, and
Okay.
has it been more than 8 minutes since the fight?
Since the fight in the arena, or with the ogres downstairs, or upstairs rather?
In the arena.
In the arena? Yeah, it's been more than 8 minutes.
So I
Alright,
forgot to click on Bella.
so
but I got
precognition's
19.
down.
Shame on you.
I know.
Okay,
It's just that kind of night.
Oh, I should actually hit the button. There you go.
so Dante, I'll give you... every time you ask to do something like, hotwire things or whatever, I have to look at it. So I'm looking at it. So if you want to open a panel, you can open it before pre-initiative. But if you want to do anything else, you have to do that in initiative. Okay.
That's fine. If the panel's open, I'm good. I can do whatever I want later.
Okay.
Did Dante roll a 1?
No, a 2. I have a +5 to initiative.
So you have really good initiative.
Bella have what, a 19?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
Okay.
Whole bunch of things are coming.
Just getting everything in order.
No, make them stay away.
Okay. Let's find a more appropriate. So the door's open, so you can see a little bit into there. A little bit into there. Oop.
This way.
Almost messed that up there. Ah, darn it. Okay.
Oh,
Oh.
I didn't mean to do that. I clicked on the wrong thing. Okay,
Round counter in. Doo doo doo. Doo doo doo.
Did you get Sir and Dalen?
No, thank you for reminding me. Got it pulled up and clicked and blip. Ooh, he rolled pretty well. Let's do that again. Okay, so this is a. Let's see. Around the one. So it looks like Nicodemus is up first. So it sounds like doors to the north and south of you on either side of this main chamber open up. So what does Nicodemus do?
And Nicodemus casts Divine Favor, and his companion casts Force Screen for +4 to his AC.
Oh,
Ready yourselves! And then he pulls out his. I'm assuming he had the same weapon out, actually. Never mind. Enter! And as they're coming from, like, those other, we see from here, I guess here. Ready oneself, they're trying to flank us.
Yep. Okay, so the first one is going to start flanking you with his laser rifle. That's just a funny way to say he points it at you and it goes pew.
That you and then me?
Actually at Sir Andalen, since he's closer to that side there. Who is going to get hit because it is touch AC. His armor will take up a chunk of it, and the energy resistance.
Energy.
But he is actually he's showing still a little bit hurt. I think you guys had done some you've done a little bit of healing on your way down, right?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so Bella, you still have his nanites on you, so you're still going to get a +1 per round, okay?
Okay.
Alright, the only thing you guys could not heal is your armor. Your armors did take some damage, because when you got hit by that railgun, it shreds armor. Which I suggest keeping a armor. Yeah, there you go. You've got one in the blue on your... I don't know where you track your hit points if you don't track them on your token. But you're going to need to track your armor too if you want to take advantage of it. 2 hits. Armor takes up the second one. There's a guy right behind him. Actually, he is going to shoot at Nico Demas.
21.
It's going to miss.
Touch.
Really?
20.
Touches 21?
With a +4.
Nice. At touch?
It was 17 normally.
That's pretty good. In that case, he missed you. Sir and Dalen. Be on guard, we are flanked! So he moves over to here. And he's going to hack at this dude around the corner. And he will have his blade already psychically charged. So just be the first attack off of this. And 17 is going to miss, though. They're able to deflect it somewhat. Okay. Okay, you hear a booming voice speaking in some sort of cursed language coming from the northern doorway. And a burst of energy, magical energy, sweeps across the room. Everybody needs to make a will save.
Ugh.
Let me check one thing. Is this a psionic effect?
Okay, rather than ask me what it is, it's not psionic. Just tell me what your bonus is if it is such and such.
Oh, okay, sorry. So if it were psionic, I'd get a +5 from my mind shield helmet.
Okay.
But
It's not psionic, but it is mind affecting.
we'll just do what Bella did and add a note.
Okay, so Bella is going to fail. You guys saved. We need to roll for Serendalen.
Like,
It looks like he's going to fail as well. Okay, so Bella, you are confused. So on your turn, you're going to roll. See how you're affected. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's your turn, so roll a D100. So we'll put that to the test real quick.
Now I roll high.
that's either good or bad.
One way or the other.
87. So you attack the nearest creature.
That would be the guy in front of me.
So you attack Hellion.
Yup. With my vibro scythe.
Okay, so your scythe will just swing right through him because he's a hologram then.
I was hoping it would hit the machine.
Okay, well you can hit the machine. You have to say, hey, you said you attacked
Oh.
him, so. But you can hit the machine. That's fine. Roll an
Okay.
attack. Make an attack roll.
Oh. Here we go.
27 for 16 plus 7. So yeah, so you slash into it. You do a full attack then?
Yes.
Okay. one is going to miss. You just like swinging so wildly. One just goes right through the hologram. So you only hit it once then. Unless she's got an extra attack, but you got 2 there. So so you damaged it. So like part of one of the hologram projectors goes out, and the Cirrus disappears.
No, she's gone. Intern.
Oh no.
Okay. All right, so he's going to come out through there, shoot at Sir Andalen. Pew pew. His EBA suit deflects it. And he will come out to shoot as well. He's going to provoke, so Sir Andalen will give him a chop. Ah, nat 1. He swings high. Okay. Yeah, which means he can get a shot off. Okay, that is going to hit. It's going to be absorbed by his EBA suit, though. I don't remember if he's got combat reflexes or not. I think he does. Feats. I don't see combat reflexes on here, actually. Okay, so maybe he doesn't. Alright, so this guy is going to shoot him from point blank range. Again, his EVA armor is still absorbing it. He'll shoot from through the door. Pew pew. Deflects. Dante, what do you do?
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and move just a little bit and hide behind the machine.
Okay.
As is my shtick as a rogue. I did not click that touchpad. I wanted the last one. This is what I get for using the computer that only has one USB port. So 30 to hide.
Okay.
At the very least from these guys on the opposite side of the machine.
Okay.
And then I'm immediately going to break that to take a shot. Are any of them within 30 feet? This is an important question.
Yeah, all of them in the hall are.
Yeah, this guy here. This one. No more touchpad. That guy. Orange. I should have just said orange. I'm going to... I've got my psionic focus. He's within 30 feet. He's flat-footed to me. Why don't I have that set to target flat-footed? So, 23 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, 32 damage, and I dealt sneak attack with that, so I'm going to use assassin shot to do what would normally expend my psionic focus and add my wisdom modifier to the damage, which is another 4. So I don't have to expend that focus thanks to dealing sneak attack. And that'll end my turn.
Okay, so you sneak and you shoot him, and his head just explodes like an overripe melon from your shot.
No.
And he drops to the floor dead. And he's going to shoot at Dante, and that will miss. And he'll shoot at Bella, which is going to provoke if you want to hit him, Bella. He misses you at point blank range. Do you want to make an attack of opportunity?
I get to?
Yes.
Okay.
This guy right here, because he's trying to shoot you in the face. But he missed.
Did it hit? Okay. Yep, 31.
That hits.
Woo-hoo.
Yep, you chop his head off and he flops forward dead.
Like doing that.
Nicodemus.
He pronounces judgment of justice to get another +2 to hit. For the swift action, he's going to do rapid shot. Hold on. Alright. Come on, try to identify are they just human? Or can we even tell?
Knowledge local.
Or the local? They know these guys? Okay. I don't know anything about them, so I'm just going to shoot them. But
They look either human or some of them maybe half orc.
Okay.
Like bad cybernetic parts. Some of them might have like a non-working cybernetic eye or whatever. Lots of scarred faces, painted faces, masks, breathers, that kind of stuff.
Gotcha. Using a CV212 with electricity.
Okay.
So +5. And then +4 actually.
And they're not wearing EBA armor or anything. They just have.
Oh, I'm shooting red.
Okay.
Rapid shot. +21 on this one.
That hits.
And the second one is a 16.
And the 16 is going to hit as well.
So a total of 35. I mean 35.
You blast holes right through his chest.
Enter.
He is going to shoot. And hits. And Dalen, but it doesn't affect him. And the same shots coming from deeper within that room down there. And he's going to hit again. His armor, EBA armor, is going to negate the blow. Alright, so he's going to... Actually, let's start there. Make a full attack. He hasn't been hitting these guys yet. Alright. 30 will hit. So he stabs this guy through the chest and kills him. 5 foot forward with his second attack. Hits that guy. Follows up with his vibroblade to finish him off. Ugh. He slumps against the wall next to his buddy. Haha, I dispatched the weak with ease.
Good job, Dalen.
Haha, mind your flank, Lady Bella.
Bella just looks around like, flank.
Make a will save, Nicodemus.
Will save again?
Yep.
Okay. $29.
Ooh, very good. All right, so you felt a magic starting to come over you, but you're able to push it away with sheer force of will. Bella, what do you do?
I'm gonna hit the machine again.
Okay.
My vibro blade. My scythe. Vibro scythe. 30.
Okay, you smash into it again. And so with your second attack there, you're able to smash through something solid there in the center, and you see a shower of sparks go up from it.
She gets excited and says, I hit something! I think it's important!
And the image of Hellion disappears with a blink.
And he's gone. Poof!
And the projector shuts down, but he's still on the monitors all around you, though.
Can smash those too.
Shots fired at Sir Andalen. Pew pew! Deflected off his armor. Dante, back to you. So the holographic projector has been, essentially destroyed, yeah. It's deactivated by damage, via damage.
Okay. Dante will move over here, hide around the corner from anyone who may be in that room.
Peekaboo.
And then he pokes his head around the corner to make sure the corners are cleared. Well, takes a shock.
Oh. I don't know. I have no idea what that is. I mean, I don't know. I don't see anything.
What that is something that makes Dante glad he's using an anti-tank rifle.
Another one of those.
Yeah, except this one doesn't have cybernetics, and his gun is carried across his back, and he's actually holding what looks like a huge vibro hammer.
Ooh.
Well, it's a good thing I'm an expert sniper. So 31 to hit.
Okay.
Against flat-footed. We'll need to change that in the programming. And 30 damage if it does hit, and if I deal sneak attack, I'll do that thing where I deal an extra 4 as well. And then I will use sniping, which if you've successfully used stealth at least 10 feet from your target, which I barely am, you can roll stealth again with a negative to maintain the fact that you're hidden from them. I've got the expert sniper feat, so instead of a -20, it's a -10.
Okay.
Okay. So minus 10 to this, which will be 25. Not that he won't know that something shot him from this direction, but he won't know it's me until he comes over here.
Okay.
And that ends my turn.
Nicodemus.
Nicodemus. Am I able to see this guy here?
Let's see. You use your pointer here to, if you can hit there.
Have partial cover because of Sir and Dalen, wouldn't he?
Yep.
Okay. I say, Sir and Dalen, how many in that room? And then I start moving. 5. Guess he didn't hear me.
He says, there are 3 left.
3 left in the room?
Yeah, and actually the door just shut.
Okay, 5, 10, 15.
And that door
20.
shut too.
As you're walking up, Dante's holding up like trying to make a big gesture.
Shit.
Go right here,
What
son.
just happened?
And he does. He's gonna do a shot on the broad kill here, and I guess he could. I'm gonna try to. We've seen him before, so I know what he is. Correct?
Wait, hold on. I just said the doors closed at the beginning round. I was trying to close the doors. I moved the map. So
You mean both doors or just the one?
I was trying to avert disaster. Yeah, hold on.
I thought you were talking about this door here. That's the door I thought you were talking about.
Yep. Remember, we established the rules at the beginning that they'll close.
Right.
If there's nothing keeping them open, and there was nothing keeping them open.
Okay. So what I do is
So they closed right before you started moving. So.
And I pull out a grenade.
Okay.
And I intern.
Okay. All right. So Sir Dalen opens his door. And when he does that, he gets shot by 2 of them. Pew pew! Pew pew! One of them hits and does damage. He actually rolled max. They've been rolling low enough that just basic EVA armor can stop it. And then he can get his full attack off. He hasn't had a chance to recharge his blade yet, though, so it'll be without the psionic damage. 27 hits, 8 points. Follow up 20 for another 9. And then finishes him off with the vibro blade. The guy drops dead. I'll open that up just a little bit more so you guys can see just a little bit, but you haven't quite got down there aside from him. Okay.
Big guy just disappeared.
Well, the door's closed.
Door's closed.
Oh, okay. Okay. My brain's like, where'd he go?
No!
You can see the door icon, right?
Yeah, no.
Okay. All right. So if you see it, that means the door is closed. That's okay. If you see it, the door icon, it means it's closed. Bella.
Mm-hmm. Bella's gonna check on Sir and Dalen. I am here to assist you.
Let us mop up these vagabonds, Lady Bella.
Sounds good. So that door is open. So now I can see those.
Yes, you can see there's 2 guys in there. And actually, since you're down there, I'll open up the
So,
What you can kind of see a little bit better here.
10, 20. I'm just gonna get on the other side of her and Dalen and have my scythe, vibro scythe ready when they come to the door.
Okay, the door is open. Oh, you forgot to roll confusion again. Roll your
Oh.
D100.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so you act normally. So you did everything you did. So that door is open right now, so you can see those guys in there.
Ah.
Do you have enough? Do you have a standard action left? Can you attack? If you want to, you can. But he's got some cover because you're having to swing around the corner here.
I'm not gonna try. I'm just gonna wait.
Okay.
In turn.
All right. Well, he drops his gun. It's not doing him any good anyway. He pulls out a vibro knife that he turns on, and he stabs at you from around the corner with it.
Does that provoke?
Nope. He's got cover, so he's doing it all around the corner.
Like Al Bundy style.
Al Bundy style.
There was an episode of the show, what's this comedy show?
Married with Children?
Dad. Yeah, and somebody was in the house, supposedly he had like a knife, and then he would go under the bed, but he was too afraid to look, so he would stab and go, and not look under the bed. He go like that.
No. He's not quite that impotent. He's he's trying to stab at you from around the corner, but you, just as he has cover from you, you have cover from him at the moment, so it's harder than it seems. Okay, Dante, what do you do?
Alright, Dante sees Nicodemus, and would it break stealth to wait to trigger this door opening?
Yes, I mean you're right there, pretty much.
Alright. Well, I guess I can just trigger it and go back and roll again to go back into stealth, so I'll do that.
That's because you're moving something. I mean, you're doing something.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
But so I'll trigger it and then immediately try and duck back and hide some more.
Okay, so use your
I touched the wrong thing again.
your swift action to open it and move action to hide back around the corner.
And that'll be my turn for the moment.
Okay, you don't see anything in the room. And the door closes again.
So it's not even the whole round, just the 6 seconds, basically.
At the end of the round, yeah. That's the way they say to do it in the book. So,
yeah,
it's just the way we're going to do it.
Okay. So I'm 5 feet away. So I pull out. So I go and I wave my hand in front of it. Can I wave it? Or do I need to step forward first? I'm 5 feet. I don't know.
You're not close enough to reach it yet. You'd have to be adjacent to the door.
Okay, so I move here, which is stupid.
You can 5-foot
Right
step.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I wave my hand in front of the open it.
Okay.
And do I see anything?
I'm going to scoot you over here so I can grab the door. It looks empty.
And I toss in the hand grenade.
Where do you place it?
I'm going to toss it right here. In this square here. Do I guess I gotta roll dex.
You gotta roll an attack. Yeah, ranged attack roll.
Demas. 34.
34. Okay, it drops right where you placed it. Bing, 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 bing. Right there. So, when did you set it to go off? 1 round or 3?
1 round.
Okay, what kind of grenade is it?
Oh, it's a frag. 5d6.
Okay. Okay, anything else from Nicodemus?
Since I just 5-foot stepped. No. Intern.
He still had move action, just FYI.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I 5-foot step back.
You can't do that.
Oh, I mean.
Because you move, you use your movement to 5-foot step.
I don't mean 5-foot step, I just mean 5 feet.
No, you can't. That was your move for the round, the 5 foot.
Okay.
You have a move. You have a move action, which means you could like put something away, get something out, pick something up, that kind of thing.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'll pull out my my gun again. The gun I had,
Okay.
the CV-12, 212. Intern.
All right, Sir Andalen. So he says, I shall open the door and hold it, and you rush in, Lady Bella.
Sounds good.
On the count of 3. 3, 2. Wait. Is it on 1 or is it 3, 2, 1, and then
Just say 3.
3, 2, 1, go! And he opens the door.
On 3, like 1, 2. Go on 3 or 1, 2, 3, and then go. The classic.
A huge vibro hammer comes swinging at you through the doorway. Nicodemus, what's your current AC?
Ooh, 27.
As the broad kill snaps back into your sight as the invisibility fades from his attack. 27, that's pretty good. Though it is going to be your flat-footed. What's your flat-footed? Because he was invisible.
21.
Okay, in that case, he hits you. Ooh, the second was potential crit. But that's against your regular AC to confirm. Does not confirm.
27.
Okay, so you took 2 hits and 1 was not a crit.
Okay.
Alright, so it is... So it's a vibrating hand. It's like... It's not like a vibro blade where it's like a sheen of energy. It's actual like like a physically, vibrating hammer that does more impact damage. Kind of like an impact maul, but it doesn't have like the explosive things. Okay, so anyway.
Okay.
33 bludgeoning. Smash! From the first one. So you will take do your DR and then your 5 points hardness for your armor. Your DR is what? It's 2 points because you have light armor, is that right? Is that right? Yeah, he has the lightsaber.
No, he has the actual mage armor. That weird mage. I was trying to find it to see if it had it. I don't know if it does or not, honestly. Because it doesn't really... It's only had a brief description of the...
So it's EBA armor, so you'd go to what it says about EBA armor specifically.
Yeah, combat mage armor is
Right.
EBA armor. So it says it on. Yeah, it says it in the description and on the chart. So it's DR2. Okay, so what you have to remember is, so you have 5 hardness, which is all described under the EBA. So just write down 7. So it's just physical attacks, you're going to take off 7 off of it. So it's essentially the same as DR7, if that makes sense. But it's only 2 points of it is DR, which can be bypassed. But then the hardness can't be bypassed. Okay, so 7. So you're going to take 26 points yourself.
Right.
And 26 to your armor. So I think his armor is going to be broken. You guys haven't had a chance to repair it at this point.
Okay.
Okay. And that was the first hit. And then he hit you with the second one, which was not a crit. $31. So take the 7 off, and it's 24 again. Those are the 2 smashes, and he seems to be like yelling, and he's like foaming at the mouth and just swinging this vibrating warhammer around wildly. Bella, what do you do?
I'm going inside 5 foot and smashing him with my scythe. Fiber scythe.
Okay.
Okay, now I have a visitor hovering over my computer, so give me a minute.
Uh-oh.
Come on. I got 18. Oh, shit. I've been attacked.
Okay. 18 is going to miss, but 26 will hit on the follow-up swing.
Oh, good.
And that's enough. You just spear him right through his chest, and your scythe blade like pins into the wall momentarily. He drops to the floor dead. Ugh.
I do have this cleave thingy, where if somebody's next to them, if you hit a foe, attack an adjacent target at the same attack bonus.
You have to call cleave first.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I'll know it next time.
You have to call cleave first. So what you do is you step in the room and you say, I'm going to cleave. And then when you make your attack, we only count the first attack, okay? And then if it hits, you roll again and you count the first attack on the next guy.
Gotcha.
Okay, and then greater cleave lets you continue, so you can go beyond those 2. Like, so if there were like a row of dudes here, you can just keep going. You just keep swinging on them.
Gotcha.
Okay, but you killed him. Okay, Dante.
All right. Dante is still hidden, right?
You had what, a 24 to hide?
Yeah.
Yes, as far as you know, you're hidden. Yeah.
Oh wait, no, minus 10 this time because I didn't do anything else. I literally just turned him. I just hid.
He seems to be
a 32.
Almost, reacting like an instinctual animal at this point. So you can't tell what the hell he knows or doesn't know.
Well, I'll use my swift action this turn to use unseen and turn invisible.
Okay.
For just a moment. I'm not going to mark it because I'm going to pop out of it in a moment. As I dart around this corner, still hidden because I turned invisible first. And I'll take a shot at him. Because I should have line of sight poking around the corner. Okay.
He's going to have some cover.
That's fine.
And you're shooting past Nicodemus. So, regular cover.
So the 30 to hit.
30's going to hit.
Alright. 26 damage, again with the +4, so 30 total. And I'll attempt to use snipe again. Why, touchpad, why? I don't...
Don't use touchpads on Roll20. It's not good interface for it.
24 this time.
Okay. The same thing you got last time. Okay, round 4. So let's go ahead and take our break, our mid-session break. Because I know I have to go to the bathroom and I need a drink.
All right.
So, be back in 5.
See you then.
So, looks like everybody's back. Okay. I was trying to find my core rulebook that I use for playing, because I wasn't sure what it meant when armor was broken. Broken condition. Okay. Okay, items that have taken damage in excess of half their total hit points gain the broken condition, meaning they're less effective. Weapons take a -2 to the roll. If the item is a suit of armor or shield, the bonus it grants to AC is halved. Okay. So your AC just took a blow. I think those are +6, so it just went to +3, so.
Okay.
Okay. Aside from that, the rest of the bonuses will still apply, so that's good. Okay. Alright, we had just reached the end of the round, which means all of the doors are going to close again. Shikoo. Shikoo. No, actually, this one does not close. The one with Andalen, because he stayed there to keep it open, so he has his hand in the door frame. So actually, I'm going to open that one back up. Okay. But the one with you guys and the demon is closed at the moment. Okay. If you will not serve, you will be destroyed. And a burst of powerful energy explodes there in the center of the room. Yep. Okay, so it's going to get all you guys, but not Bella, who's in the other room. So everybody needs to make a will save. Everybody but Bella, who's not in the effect, will save.
For the first time, yay!
She's the main one that doesn't need to be there either. Except for Dante.
I was muted. I'm going to use my reroll to get rid of a nat 1.
Idea.
That's not much better, but it's not a 1.
Oh, darn it. This big explosion of energy goes off here in the room. And again, if you guys read to me, that will help. Serendale got 19. Dante rerolled the 1 for 14, and Nicodemus 19 as well. Okay, you guys are doing well. So, Dante, with your reroll, you still fail, unfortunately. So, a multicolored explosion of leaping, ricocheting energy fills the room. Only lawful and neutral creatures are harmed by the spell. So Dante is true neutral and
Lawful.
You got lawful in there? Okay. So you're going to take damage, but since Nicodemus saved, he is going to be halved. Okay. Just adding up the number in my head there. Ooh. Good roll, bad roll. Somewhere in the middle. 15 points. Okay, so Dante takes the full 15, and Nicodemus is going to take 7. Dante, bad news is you are slowed for 4 rounds. So I'm going to put a... There is a slow... Hold on, let's see if I can find the slowed icon.
Wasn't it a snail?
Yeah, there it is. And actually, let's put the round counter on it. Here we go. The 1. So that energy actually seemed to come from the monitors all around you, as though Hellion were exerting his divine influence upon you through the monitor screens. And now round 4 has begun, and it has begun. And Nicodemus, you are up. The doorway is closed at present.
So I will move away from the door. And I'm going to cast invisibility, because I got to heal. And the grenade's in there for 1 round, so I'm assuming it went off with 5d6.
So it goes off right now. Yeah, go ahead and roll your damage.
17. Turn.
Let's put an invisible marker on you. There we go. Alright, well, the last guy, he is all about that life, so he comes at you with his vibro knife. Ah! For the glory of Hellion! He misses. You're able to just like bat his attacks away easily with the handle of your scythe. And then Sir Andalen. Finish him, Bella! I have your back! He recharges his blade. Wow. Okay, so you see, no, you actually don't see anything. The door stays closed up top for the moment. Bella, what do you do? Are you muted?
Vibro size, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
34.
Oh, I forgot to do your last confusion roll, D100. 75. I think that's just attack nearest. No, sorry. Deal 1d8 points of damage plus strength modifier to self with item in hand. So you just smash your face with your scythe this round.
At least you smash it and not slice it.
So roll a 1d8. And then you add your strength modifier to that. So 3 plus what?
My strength is 6.
Okay, so
9.
9 points. Smash your face. Your nose is bleeding. And that's your round.
Dang.
Yep, confusion sucks. Dante! You were about to finish him, you just smashed yourself with your scythe. Sorry.
You're so confused!
Okay, well, that, actually, I will use my swift action to use another use of unseen. Let me check how many I've got left. Yeah, I've got more than enough. So, I am going to mark it this time, because I'm going to be taking a move action, which means no attacking, and that's one of the few things that breaks this invisibility. Trade-off? It's a very short duration. Alright, so walk over here while still invisible and trigger the door. And that's my entire turn.
Okay, I don't think you're going to be able to trigger the door, because didn't you use your swift action to...
Oh, I did! Sorry, you're right, but I still position myself back near the door.
Okay.
While invisible. I can't do that.
Okay.
Sorry, you're right. And yeah, it's just like the slow spell, right?
Yes, you are slowed. Just as per the spell. Yep.
Okay, I got it pulled up so I can't forget.
Okay.
And I end my turn.
Okay, so Nicodemus, or Dante still has that that door open. rather.
I'm going to pull out my. Oh, is it my turn yet? Just making sure. You're saying it's my turn. My wand, heal myself. And my bandolier.
Wait, hold on. Yeah. First, you see the face of Hellion looking at you from the screen. Okay. Now you can go, Nicodemus. Nothing seems to happen that you can tell. Heal yourself for 3. Bink!
Won't let me click on.
Bloop, 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 bloop. You need your hypo gun out for that. Doesn't he have a better hypo gun?
Huh?
Doesn't he have a better hypo gun? Or is it all used up?
Sort of. No, it's not used up.
Okay.
Intern.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Okay. Back to this room. He's coming at Bella with his knife. Ah! I see you. You recognize, you fear my strength. He sees you, your nose bleeding now. You bashed yourself in the face with your scythe. So he comes rushing at you with his vibroblade, which is going to miss again. Sir Andalen, I feel something coming over my will, but I will not succumb to the evil out of my mind.
This is struggling, boy.
Hang in there, Andalen.
He holds the door open for you. Bella, what do you do?
Okay, well, 5-foot step and vibro scythe him. 31.
Yep. So you just vibro-scythe him right in half. He does that classic thing where he's like laughing and you cut through him like mid-laugh. And then he's like, he stops and he looks down and he's like, and he just slides in half with his upper torso just flopping over to the ground. And his feet and lower torso stay up for just a moment longer before they slump down to their knees. Dead.
Okay, I think we're done here, Sir Andalen. You think we should help the other two out?
Yes, and let's take that confusion off of you this round. All right.
Sounds good.
You feel the effects of it waning off of you now.
I feel much better.
Though you feel like you were not successful at sleeping off a rather bad drunk, so your head is like buzzing and has an empty hurt to it. And you see that the Sir Andalen is feeling the same. Dante, back to you.
Alright, still invisible. I'll just use my swift action to trigger the door, and then I'll take my move action to hide, which is like a really high like a what, plus 20 from standing still invisible or something like that?
Yes.
Okay, so 55 for the total after adding the bonus from it being invisible. And that's my turn.
55 is pretty good. Okay, so while you were doing all that, you You realize that you hear, when you reopen the door, you realize that you hear the creature in here just still kind of like growling to itself, like, but you can't see it at the moment.
If it's within 5 feet of me, my scent ability will tell me.
Yeah, it's within 5 feet of you. It's
Okay.
like right here. Well, right here. But it fills up these 4 spaces. It's large. He's large.
Okay, well,
But
I
he's
can't.
mine. Anybody remember that from Popeye? Okay, no. Moving on.
It's been
How recent did you watch that?
I haven't watched it yet, but I saw that in the movie theater. I was scarred at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching Austin Powers at 5. You're fine.
Okay.
But are you?
No. In so many ways, no.
Yeah, so it's right there, but it appears to be invisible. And you guys know Broadkill can turn invisible. But it's not trying to be very quiet, though.
I can't gesture to tell Nicodemus anything because I'm invisible, so that...
Yeah, you guys are like waving instructions at each other while you're invisible.
It's right here!
Right here.
Oh well. That's all for me.
Yeah,
That's all, folks.
That's like a whole different level of training, learning to communicate between like operatives when you're both invisible. That's what telepathy is for. Yeah. Okay, end of the round. So the door is going to close again. Oh shit!
Is that on purpose?
No, that was an accident. Trying to move
Ooh.
things around. Yeah, no, he didn't blast you again. But I was trying to keep that on that layer. You have shown yourselves to be unworthy and must be cleansed with the rest.
Here it comes out. He's like, oh, that was a mistake, but not this.
Actually, I'm not sure what that spell is. Hold on. Okay, so Bella, one of the monitors in the room in which you're in flares up with Hellion's face on it. And you feel like the blue light of the moon like shining in your eyes. You need to make a will save.
Oh, great.
It's shining at you from the monitor.
Better than I've been, Ben.
And it makes you think of the moon. It makes you want to like run outside and yell at the moon.
Oh.
19. Okay, you save. So you're able to drive off this this feeling that threatens to overpower you.
Not today, Hellion.
Feeling down deep in my soul that I just can't do.
But your skin is kind of itchy, and for a moment there, you're not entirely certain that your hair didn't start growing and your fingernails were growing really long. Then they just reverted back to normal. And you don't feel like running outside to bark at the moon.
Good. That's a good thing.
Nicodemus.
Tries to heal another round of healing.
Bink.
Keep him at bay. Literally. In turn. Actually, I will move this way.
Which way?
Enter. Right there.
Oh,
Enter.
that way. Okay. Yes, and you can see that your secret door is down below you. Alright, Sir and Dalen. Bah, I tire of these games, Hellion. He moves around the corner and smashes the monitor. Curse smash. Now he rolls a crit. The monitor explodes in a shower of sparks and glass. Kind of like that. Bella, what do you do?
Okay, Sir and Dalen. I think we should check on the other two. So she's gonna go out.
I follow your wisdom, Lady Bella. And he nods and holds his blade up in salute.
So Bella's gonna go out here, and I don't think she sees anyone.
Nope, there are a set of double doors there. You notice another door inside in that other room. There are a couple doors in there.
She yells back to Sir and Dalen, I don't see the other two anywhere.
Yeah, and everybody out there is gone.
Yeah, it's empty. So I'm just gonna have my scythe ready in case something shows up.
Okay. Dante, what do you do?
Okay. Boy, this slow's really messing with my action economy.
That's the point. Is this the second round?
I'll just mess with the broad kill demon by standing here invisible, opening and closing the door. I guess until the slow wears off or something else happens, that's what I'm doing. And then I'll hide after opening the door.
Okay.
Staying invisible, standing right there, so 55 again. I'm just imagining this big, dumb, angry demon like, "Rrr, rrr."
Yeah, while you're that close to the door, you can hear the muffled sounds of his roars from the other side.
I imagine once or twice, I can't see this, but he just jerks towards the door thinking he's gonna see something to smash, and then there's nothing. So he stops.
So the monitors in the main hall here flare up again. You could have been more than you could ever imagine. Speaking to Bella. More than a queen, you could have become a goddess in the new Iron Age. Iron Age.
I don't think that suits me.
But your mind is too small. Make a will save, Bella. As you're looking at the monitor, it like starts to spin upside down and all around.
Oh gosh.
15. Okay, I think that's a fail. As you watch the monitor spin and spin and spin and spin, you feel yourself become confused. But 15 is enough to save, actually. You're able to push it off this time. It was lesser confusion.
Yep.
Nicodemus!
Oh my goodness.
2 points. Whew, that's brutal.
2, 2, and 1.
Mm-mm-mm.
Intern.
Okay, so Sir Dalen has to open this door. That's a swift action, and then he moves out. Bella, are you ensorcelled?
I'm confused. A little.
Kaplunk! He runs into Dante. Ah! There's something here!
Are you confused too?
It's me.
Ah! It sounds like Dante's ghost!
That must be what happened to him.
Blah, blah.
There's a big demon. He's pointing at the door, but Sir Andalen can't see him.
Yeah, he hasn't mastered his art of communing with the invisible yet. But yeah, so he runs into you. You can make an attack of opportunity with a melee weapon if you so choose.
I do not feel like biting Sir Andalen at the moment.
And now that he knows you're there, he can get around with his increased speed and use his... No, he's not going to open the door this round. He'll wait on it because he'll... Yeah. Okay. Bella, what do you do?
Do I have to click on anything because I'm slightly confused?
No, you're able to push it out of your mind. We were just...
Okay.
That was just flavor of confusion, as we say when we talk about storytelling.
That's fine. Okay. She's gonna stand next to Sir Dalen, and what are we doing?
We're going to open the door on 3. Not 1, 2, 3, and then open. It's on 1. I mean 3, 2, 1.
Okay. So not when you say on 3.
But
3,
after
2,
3,
1.
counting.
Is it 1 or 1 then go?
Beginning with the number 3 and then counting down in a descending fashion to 2 and then 1, and then on 1 we go.
I like that. Let's do that. It's a plan.
Okay, actually, he can ready to open the door if you give him the nod. Is that what you want him to do, Bella?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so he'll do that.
No, Dante said, I'm about to open... I was muted again because I was saying, there's a big demon right on the other side of the door. I'll open it in a moment. Hit him then.
Okay, so he stops since he said that.
Okay.
I was sitting here talking like, why aren't they responding?
It's almost like you were invisible.
Bella looked at Sir Dalen like, is he dead? Or is he hiding again?
That is Dante's ghost. He speaks to us from beyond the grave.
I agree. I will be ready. Sorry, got my scythe ready.
Dante, what do you do?
I wear the chains I made in life and I trigger the door. I don't know. Bob, the ghost of Marley.
Very good. Okay, and you guys can hear the demon in there, like, growling and roaring. You just don't see anything.
Dante did say he's right on the other side. And that's my turn. Because I'm still slowed.
Okay.
Oh. I need to pause for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I take that back. I hide again. Because, being hidden right beside this door invisible. Aha! I got higher this time.
Mm-hmm.
We're only like 7,000 or something from leveling too. So that's fun.
Okay, yeah. So you guys will level by the end of the module as well.
I'm back.
Okay, welcome back. Yes, so so the image of Hellion on the screen just flares up, and he's just saying one word over and over: destroy, 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 destroy. However many times he can say that in 6 seconds for the round. Anyway.
All right, Skeletor.
Let's go. Yeah.
It's right now.
Okay, I'm sorry to do this. So the door closes at the end of the round.
Sir and Daylight, I think you need to get the door.
I thought you guys were ready to swing.
There was nothing there.
It's right there. Can't you smell it? Oh. He was pointing again, too.
I heal again.
Yes.
Ah, thank you.
You're down there healing, and we've got a Three Stooges routine going on over here.
Who's up first? Who's opening the door?
No. What's on second?
No, what's on the other side?
I don't know who's on third.
Who is behind us? Who's that speaking?
What? No. Who? I don't know.
No, I don't know who's going to open it. Okay. Anyway. So, Sir Andala says, guard yourselves! And he opens the door. Swift action.
Excited. Still exciting.
Okay, when he does that, you hear a loud as he gets hit with a hammer, and the demon snaps into view. As now you can see what the loud roars were coming from.
Sir and Dalen, step back.
Yep, okay, so he gets smacked. I was trying to find a good roar there to put in the background. Let me know if it's too overpowering or you start to lose your own force of will. Okay. As he takes another hit from the vibro hammer. For 32 points this time. He takes the blow full force. But he does absorb some DR from it. I think that is going to break his armor as well. Yep. Because he took that crit from the Fist of Hellion during the arena battle. Which apparently there's this MST3K thing about Thunderdome where anytime they talk about a Thunderdome that's not the Thunderdome, you're supposed to say, can we just get beyond Thunderdome, please? And people were doing that to the video. So, they should be saying that right now in accordance with that law. So, anyway. Where was I? Oh, Sir Indale. Alright, so he got smacked, but he gets to attack and he gets to retaliate in kind. He gets to do a full round attack because there's no swift action to open the door. Oh, wait, roll a 1 on the... $20. The vibro knife is going to hit, though. Okay, so this should be your last round being slowed for Dante, by the way. Ooh, vibro knife's not going to do enough to penetrate his DR, though. Alright, he just attacked, so he doesn't get to go again this round. Bella, what do you do?
I can't get to him. So...
You can, you just have to move past Surrendale into the square down here, but you're going to get hit when you... or swung at when you do.
Fine.
Oh, I'm gonna do it. Because that's what I do. Not that one. There we go.
What did you say? Get hit?
Thank you.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
That's what I do. Oh.
Okay, you get hit. I'm guessing you get hit anyway. What's her current AC?
Oh, let's see. I think it was 23.
Okay, yeah, you get hit. So you get her smacked. Not a ton of damage, but... $27 points bludgeoning damage. Smash! As he brings the warhammer back around, clipping you from behind. Now you can attack if you like.
Well, I already did my rolls, so...
Oh, you did that one. Oh, wow. Bummer. We're not doing crits on this particular encounter, so you skinned the cat on that one. Dodge a bullet. Dante! Alright, so you felt Bella come bumping past you to get in the door there. And she runs in and gets smashed with the hammer from behind.
Well,
Rodney sounded like he got the bubble guts.
this is the first time I've been able to have a clear line of sight since I got slowed. What type of action is a 5-foot step again?
It's just a 5-foot step.
Okay. I have to be careful with that right now.
Yes.
So I wanna... Okay, that's weird. It's showing... My mouse cursor went insane. My icon didn't move over there, but I was getting my mouse turned into the mouse, you know, the little arrows, like you can move something one.
That's the touchpad thing. It's why I was saying, that's why I was saying it doesn't interface with touchpads very well.
Yeah, I'll make sure to always have my other computer that has the space for all that.
That's why I say, yeah, don't do that, because I used my touchpad on it for a while and I had all those problems. I was like, damn, what is with this thing? But yeah, it just doesn't interface well.
Alright. I'm going to take a shot.
Okay.
Psionic focus, sneak attack, this one. Not great. 16.
Okay, 16 is going to bounce off of him. Beep.
I'll use unseen to re-roll that. Need to make sure that's free, actually. Not unseen, second chance. Yep, I just expend my psionic focus to do it. And I can't do my shenanigans with immediately re-upping it with a move action right now, because Snoop. But that's fine. He's how it works.
Okay, are you going to re-roll or what?
Yeah, sorry, I was navigating the page.
Okay.
Point blank shot, no psionic focus. Oh,
16.
You rolled 16 again. Better damage at least, but yeah, that's going to just bounces off his armor.
I I am no longer invisible either. I'm just here.
And you can tell it looks like he has an arcane shield up as well. Oh,
All right.
I didn't mean to take that off, but this is the last round that he slowed anyway. So.
Oh, well, I was about to remove that anyway, so worked out.
Nicodemus. Destroy. Destroy. Destroy.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead. He's just saying that over and over.
Heals again. This time he moves a little closer. He heals again. Mark these off my list. In turn.
Lady Bella! Ah! And Dalen gives a war cry as he swings his blades. With the fury and precision of a Skyscape-born warrior. Okay, so after all that, he rolled a 24, which is going to hit.
Yay.
Okay. The psychic damage is going to get through. His physical damage is deflected, though. A 1 on the follow-up strike, but the vibro knife gets through, but it's not going to penetrate his armor. Eesh. And that is how mega damage works in Pathfinder. Damage resistance. Alright, so it is going to make a full attack on Bella, Inser, and Dalen. And I'll make it random. Which one does it start with? It's going to start with Bella. Okay. In case the sound effects aren't enough, I just layer it. Alright, Bella, so you are going to get smacked. He's got a 17 on the die, plus his 2 hit. Ooh, pretty good roll, too. Plus, oh yeah, 36 bludgeoning. Smash! And the follow-up attack, plus 9, 18, is going to be deflected by Sir and Dalen. So you took 36. And it's your turn. You're face to face with the broad kill.
His vibro scythe.
Okay. You guys remember the broad kill now, right? I mean, you fought one
Yes.
in the slave pits. Yeah. They were the ones that shot they shot at the VAB when you guys were riding around at one point too. Yeah.
Are they just immune to fire? I'm trying to remember. I know we rolled on knowledge a bunch of different times. I'm trying to remember.
They're resistant to fire and cold, but not immune to it, and they have DR,
Gotcha.
which is bypassed by magic.
Gotcha.
So just resistant, not immune. Now, it's the mountain giants that you ran into that were like immune to cold and fire. But anyway, there's broad kill right now. Anyway, so demon type. They're one of the more common demons in the New West. 24 hits for 27. You guys don't have your blades charged anymore. That it's been a while, hadn't it? Yeah. So you're not bypassing the DR at the moment. But that's a pretty good hit, though. Ooh, the follow-up. Doesn't confirm, unfortunately, because that would have been a good blow. But you do damage it again. And you hurt it enough that he's like bleeding severely from his chest now, Bella, as you rake your vibroblade through his armor. And he roars in pain, and like spit and foam fly from his mouth towards you.
Alright, guys, give him what you got.
Dante, what do you do?
Dante immediately ducks around this corner and hides, glad that he's no longer as slow. 37, and then we'll immediately break that to take a shot. Oh. Yeah, I forgot to up my psionic focus. That's my bad. But I can still get a shot off.
Yep, you are not presently focused. Oh, very good. And confirms on the crit confirm. So 57.
Also
That is going to finish him off. So why don't you describe how you kill him with your critical hit?
So, as it just came back up from smashing Bella, she slices it across the chest, knocking it down into that chair there. As it's knocked down and it's starting to get back up, Dante just pokes back around the corner. He had just ducked, and it goes straight in through the one non-cybertronic eye on that avatar and out the back of his head. And it's an anti-tank, it's an anti-vehicle rifle, so it's not a small hole that it pokes through.
Okay.
Well, that was descriptive.
That was very good, yeah.
And now he's slumped backwards in his big chair.
Yes, and now he falls. Actually, he's going to fall this way.
Just don't fall on Bella.
He did not. He fell across. That way. And yeah. And with that, the monitors you just see the silent face of Hellion there staring at you. He has now gone silent.
Alright,
Nothing to say.
we heal. Wow.
He just stares at you. So you guys, you can drop out of combat. You're out of initiative, so it's up to you what you want to do here.
Oh, I need healing bad.
Over here, Bella. I'm behind you. You're not.
But are you healed up enough?
Well, it's a different. I'm using a different thing. For 18.
And Bella, you have been fast healing, so you have 10 more hit points right now as well.
Oh, okay.
Because we're 10 rounds in.
You got another 11, so you got 29 altogether.
Hold on. There's too many numbers to think about.
You got 39
Okay.
altogether.
Oh, shit. Okay, now I am lost. What was the last single?
39 altogether.
She had added part of it, is what she's trying to say.
I'd already been adding it, so.
10 and 11. 10 and 11.
I got the 10. Okay, so 11.
More healing.
Oh, yeah. I'm only halfway there.
Okay, so in the immediate future, you guys are healing. So, and Dalen will follow suit. He'll pull out his trauma kit and start applying the trauma kit. What does Dante do while you see your comrades healing themselves? Ooh, he got a good roll in his heal there.
Dante is just not a ton injured compared to the others, so he's just standing around, keeping an eye out, listening, making sure no one's trying to sneak up on us. Probably going through and shoving one of its daggers through these monitor screens too, because you said that's where the energy that hit us came from.
Yep.
You know what? Yeah.
So
I think that's
smash all of them in the room. Then is that what he starts doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Bella, you got another 19. 18. And mark all these off. Oh, I gotta switch cartridges in my hypno gun.
Hypho gun.
I know. I know. I'm just playing on that. My first mistake. I made my first mistake early. All right.
Yeah, I only need like 7.
That's 8.
Okay, well then I'm full.
Then
Thank you.
So. Third Dalen, do you need any healing?
Many thanks, Sir Nicodemus, but I say thee nay, for my trauma kit has provided ample healing for me.
I say thee nay.
Speaking of which, I scored a Jack Kirby's Thor Artist Edition just today. I found one online today, and they're sold out, and I got it for easily half price at least. So it was a super find. Have you seen? Are you hip to the Artist Editions yet, Phil?
I've seen it, but I don't have any.
Okay, I started getting some over the last few months, so I'll have to show you what I got. But anyway,
Nice.
I was going to tell you what you guys see in here, because this room, the eastern portion of the room, is a shambles of twisted metal and debris, leaving the western portion to serve as a combination bedroom and personal shrine. So you see the clawed hand of Hellion and like a small statue there. It's like a holy symbol, little statue there in the room. And you could tell that the broadkill that you killed is not he's not like a warrior type like you'd seen before, but actually he was like some kind of like holy man. Technically, in mechanical terms, it was a blood rager, so he was
okay.
He was blood raging, yeah.
Which is like he's so powerful and had spell.
Yep, had some spells. Blood raging is.
Aren't they combination like barbarian and bards? Is it bard with the blood rage?
Sorcerer.
It's kind of blood rage. Yeah, it's kind of barbarian and sorcerer. So. Okay. Yeah, I thought it would have been like something divine instead, but it's barbarian and sorcerer, and he It's cool because when they enter a rage, they can choose one Blood Rager spell to activate when they enter their rage. Or actually, in some cases, they can do multiple. So that's what he was able to do, was activate Shield when he entered his rage. And Broadkill can just turn invisible. As long as they're not cybernetic, they can actually turn invisible at will. So even though he was raging, I still let him do that because that's part of their nature. But yeah. That's too much information.
I do a 34 to search the room.
Okay, so you it's mostly just like knickknacks and stuff, but he has like an actual journal on him.
Ooh, let's take that.
And an assortment of items that are on him, but the stuff in the room is just like personal oddities and stuff. Nothing else of any real value.
Take the journal.
It is scribbled in an odd language. Yeah.
Can I attempt linguistics to translate it for him?
Sure. Make a linguistics roll. What languages do you guys have?
I have Common, Lupin, Latin, Spanish, Japanese, Italian, and French.
It's not any of those.
Like,
I guess Common would be English for here, but...
Modern English, yes.
Let's see.
But you can make a linguistics check, see what you decipher from it. I would even allow a knowledge religion if someone had that. 25 is pretty good. So you decipher that it's a script that's not of this plane, Dante.
Okay.
23 for knowledge religion.
Yeah, so it's actually you identify it as being abyssal, Nicodemus.
Do I think? I can't remember.
Writing in a demonic language.
I don't know if I have that on this character. Don't want to get my characters confused.
Yeah, I don't know that you have that one either. Sir, and Dalen can speak Common, Cactus Person, Elven, French, Spanish, and Star Droid. Now that's a mix of languages.
I know, right?
Yes, I find it very useful when I go into Hughestown. Beep beep bop boop boop. That's Cactus People, if you don't remember.
No, I don't do abyssal.
I say thee nay, I do not study those infernal languages.
We'll save it until we get someone who can read it. I did notice a door. Let's try the other side. I'm going to this other room, search it. Where all the people got hell destroyed, killed. Try to do a perception check.
Yeah, they've got a bunch of gear on them. Like they're all carrying like laser rifles and they have vibro knives. These are your standard Pecos bandits that you guys have seen.
I'll just
many times over.
You can tell it. You can tell us later.
Okay.
I throw it into the haversack.
Yeah, I mean, so they're like geared up with like those weapons, plus also eclipse and things like that.
Yeah, we can definitely use an eclipse.
Yep, you can always use eclipse. You guys are kind of at the point where you don't have to keep track of them, but keep track of them because you never know when something might happen. And all of a sudden you have to account for every one of them.
There is a secret door I noticed earlier.
Ooh, sounds like fun.
They're wearing you guys ID SFD Huntsman lightweight personal armor. It's on page 11 of the Pathfinder RIFTS equipment guide. It's not EVA armor. It's just a standard light armor favored by mercenaries and bounty hunters.
Initials SFD as in.
Yeah, SFD. That stands for that's one of the major manufacturers. Darn, one of the Rift heads will be yelling at me when they hear this because I don't remember what the SFD stands for. There's a lot to keep up with. But it's SFD Huntsman lightweight personal armor. +7 armor bonus for lightweight armor. Max dex bonus is only +3, but the armor check penalty is -1. So essentially with a if you have armor expert, you'd have no armor check penalty on it anyway. And +7 is pretty good for light armor. Yeah, in that room down there, Nicodemus, is that what you were looking at? You opened the door up.
When I was in here. Yeah, I was already in. I just walked out. I thought we were done. But Yeah, I was in here.
I didn't go over a description of that one. That one is actually the walls of this room are decorated with images of mechanical claws reaching towards the sky. Several simple bedrolls, 8 in all, lie on the floor here. So you can tell that all those merc guards and whatnot that were gathered up in here, this is actually where they bunked down. These were, some of the more inner circle type members of the Lords of Rust, but they weren't the ones that had like the names. You had seen that Broadkill before. When you guys met all of the essentially the named members before. You did see the hologram of the voice, but you don't see anything here that connects her to her real body anyway. Yep. So in that room there's a door there to the north, and then there's a door there at the bottom of the room.
But check this one. I wave my hand.
Okay, it is locked, so it does not want to open.
Okay, I'll check this one then.
Okay, that one opens. And it is dark. Does Nicodemus have dark vision or anything?
Yes, he has dark vision.
Okay, so then you can see that inside the room are what appear to be... Don't move yet. Hold on.
Okay.
Trying to get my pointer on the right one. What appear to be giant robots that are clinging to the ceiling and wall around a series of machines there in the center of the room. And when you open the door, they hold up their claws and they spin.
Oh, no way.
And this is where we'll pick up next time.
Thank you. The
But I'll show
secret
you.
door was like more interesting.
At least we healed.
So they're giant, almost insect-like robots, and those blades on their hands are spinning around.
Exterminate. Exterminate. Exterminate.
Resistance is futile. You will be assimilated.
That is right.
Exterminate.
My first thought was like Five Nights at Freddy's animatronics without the fursuits.
I don't know what that is, but yeah.
I actually thought the other one was going to be the dangerous one since it was already locked. I said, okay, that one's going to be one something in it. I was like, alright, we'll wait on that one.
It threw you off a little bit, huh?
That was the doors you were showing me. You're like, oh, here's some double doors. Just
Yep, that's funny. He's still invisible though, isn't he? Yeah, he isn't attacked anything.
Yeah, I'm invisible. Yeah.
Okay, you're invisible. You can tell they can see you though.
Oh, darn. I'm like, I'm not here. I'm tiptoeing away.
Yeah, they're coming towards you menacingly, whirring blades.
That was fun.
Alright.
Okay, cool. All right, we should be okay for 2 weeks then. We'll see everybody then.
All right.